Om Shanti. Om Shanti. आज सतगुरुवार के दिन, on the day of the Sadguru, carrying everyone's loving remembrances, as I reached the subtle region, Baba was standing there from before, and there was very beautiful decoration of light all around. As soon as Baba saw me, he started smiling and said, "Child, who else has come today?" I told Baba that I had brought everyone's loving remembrances. Baba was smiling in a very loving form. I then saw a beautiful table emerge from in front of Baba, on which was a tray that had all these diamonds and jewels laid out on the tray. Baba clapped his hands, and many, many brothers and sisters got emerged. Baba was showering them with a lot of love. And along with love, Baba was filling everyone's aprons with diamonds and jewels. And through Baba's drishti, everyone was getting beautifully decorated. The whole scene was very lovely. It appeared to be a scene like that of the Golden Age, with the world emperor, world empress, and all the other deities around. So each one they were all looking at each other and dancing in joy. After a few seconds, what did I see? A gust of wind just comes and makes everyone move from one place to the other. They reach different places. So the children were looking at their decorated forms. Some were moving ahead, and then some children were seeing that their aprons were getting empty. There were some who were thinking that their aprons were still a little bit empty, so they were looking for other attainments. They were going off on other paths in search of new attainments. Baba then said, "Father is filling everyone up so much, but even then, some children don't pay full attention to their own inner stage, and then they start to feel emptiness, a bit of emptiness, and they start off on different paths in search for something or the other. So they're searching for something else, and then they find that whatever Baba is giving them is not making them as full as they wish. Even though the Father has decorated the children, they still start feeling that there's something missing, there's something lacking. And so they go off and search for something, new attainments, and then they get tired. And then suddenly a gust of wind comes and takes them off to different places. Just as we see, there are winds about the ocean, and it just flings things from here to there. And so then these children start looking for the path again. Baba then showed another scene. There was a tree laden with very beautiful looking fruits. So the children go to pick the tree, but rather than pick the fruit of the trees, they feel that they want to accumulate all the fruit and collect all the fruit in their laps. So that consciousness of I emerges. And so they do get fruit, but the fruit is so sour that they just get stuck to them. The fruit just gets stuck to them. But there are some children who think that this fruit is for all of us, and so we should distribute the fruit, the attainments that we have. So the fruit that was coming to them was very sweet, and rays of light emerging from that light. And so they're able to help others also experience those vibrations and the sweetness of that fruit. Baba then showed another scene where there was a gust of wind on one side, and then on the other side, just the opposite, very soothing and very cooling wind, air, breeze. There are some children who forget the Father and start thinking, oh, I know everything, I can do everything. So when they start thinking that way, they get trapped, they get blown away in gusts of wind. But there are some children who think that we are just instruments. It's Baba who is making us do everything. Baba has caught hold of our hand and taking us ahead. And such beautiful vibrations were emerging from this particular group of children. So the vibrations that were spreading out were creating an atmosphere of happiness and joy. Baba then explained, look children, the Father has filled up the children in all ways and is continuing to do so. The children's aprons are always full. Whenever you start to feel something is lacking or missing, then just remember that Baba is the one to fill our aprons. But there are still some children who don't have the real experience of their original stage. They start feeling something is lacking, something is missing in the self, and they set off on different paths. Their intellect is pulled to different places, different things in search of attainment. So Baba has already told us that Maya will come in different forms, in the form of gusts of wind, in the form of new attainments to pull the children's intellect. But the children have to make their inner stage very stable, very focused. Remember, the Father is with you. You are under the canopy of the Father's protection. The Father is holding your hand and taking you ahead. The Father never lets go of the children's hand. But with this awareness, the children have to make themselves so powerful no matter what kind of transformation or test paper comes in front of the children, they always remember one Baba, one support, one faith, and they will continue to pass in every test paper. After a while, Baba's form became very solemn, very serious. So Baba then, I then asked Baba, Baba, you were just in such a loving form and now suddenly you've become quite serious. So Baba said, very solemn. So Baba said, Baba knows all the children are the dearly beloved ones, but at times some children, they confuse their own intellects in such a way they become influenced by certain matters and then pollute the atmosphere. They come under the influence of the atmosphere. And then it's as though they get just as a river you flow away in a river by the strong current of the river. Same way they get so influenced by the situation and they're carried away in that way. So according to the time, Maya is coming in very attractive ways to shake the children. However, the children, through their own self-transformation, they should experience the Father's power, the Baba's strength, in order to save or protect yourself from Maya's attractive forms. Create a very stable stage for the self, remain in your original stage, The Father has already told the children, don't come under the influence of any other kind of atmosphere. Remember that Baba is mine, Baba is my companion. Don't create any kind of wasteful atmosphere. Don't come under the influence of any atmosphere. Maya will come in different ways. So these are just a few test papers, and as you go further, Maya is going to take on different forms, different ways. She'll come to the children, but the children should not be frightened. Keep the Father as your companion. The children do have faith. However, sometimes the children do feel that something is lacking in the self. So just continue to fill yourselves with all of Baba's spiritual powers, remain full and enable others to stay full. Baba then merged the children again, and it was though Baba was filling the children with everything. My children always remain full, they always remain with their Father. Baba was giving a lot of love to the children. Don't remember anything except for the Father's love. The Father always seats the children in His eyes and continues to make them fly. So just continue to fly. Baba then gave remembrances to everyone. I offered the Bhog to Baba and then returned. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Today,
बाबा के पास वतन में भोग लेकर के पहुंची।
reached the settled region to offer Bhog to Baba. As I reached the settled region today,
ऐसे लगता है कि बाबा वतन में नहीं है।
For a second, I felt as if Baba was not there in the settled region. I started thinking that I have come to offer Bhog and Baba is not around. Within that second, Baba came back to the settled region. I told Baba, Baba, today is Sadguruvar. Where have you been? Baba smiled. Baba said, child, today, since morning, Baba has gone around to see his Brahman children in the centers and around. Baba was going around in all the direction, and then Baba emerged a scene of drama. In that there were different types of scenes. At times there were scenes of happiness, there were scenes of sadness at times, there were scenes of destruction, and different kinds of scenes were shown in that drama. Baba asked me, child, what are you seeing? I said, Baba, whatever you are showing to me, I am seeing the same. Baba asked me, did you understand anything? I said, Baba, I have not understood anything. Baba said, child, Baba was going around in all directions to the Brahmin children, to the centers, and Baba was seeing the scenes of the drama and was seeing who all the children, the scenes that were coming, according to that scene, some children were remaining stable and was seeing those scenes, and other children
थोड़ा डर भी
was
जाते हैं,
seeing this dangerous
कोई
scenes
रोने भी
and
लगता है।
was becoming
तो
fearful.
बाबा ने
Some
कहा कि
started
बच्चे,
crying as well.
ड्रामा
Baba
देखा?
said, "Child,
जो
have you
फिल्म
seen this
होती है
drama?
उसमें भी अनेक प्रकार की सीन
In the
होती है।
film too,
तो
there
कहाँ
are different
रोने की
types of
सीन,
scenes.
दुख की सीन आती है तो कोई देख नहीं
At
पाता,
times,
और
there are
कोई
scenes
खुशी की
of
होती तो बड़े
sadness,
प्रेम से देखते हैं।
and during
तो
that
कई तो
time,
अनेक
some
सीन
children
देखते
are not
हुए
able to face
वो
those
एक
scenes
रस
and
रहते
they
हैं।
start crying.
तो बाबा ने कहा कि
Some children
इसलिए
remain
बच्ची
stable
आज
by
दृश्य
seeing
मर्ज
every
किया
scene.
कि
Baba said,
बाबा
"That's why
चारों तरफ
Baba
चक्कर
emerged the
लगाते
scene
हुए
today."
दृश्य थोड़ा
Baba
हलचल
was
का भी
moving
देख
around
रहे
in
हैं,
all the direction and was
और
seeing
ब्राह्मण
the
बच्चों में भी
scenes of
हलचल
upheaval.
होती रहती है। तो बाबा ने
And in the
कहा कि
Brahmin
जिस
family,
प्रकार
upheaval comes
ड्रामा की सीन
again
अनेक प्रकार
once
की
in a
है,
while.
दुख सुख
And the
पतझड़
scenes of
खुशी
Brahmins
की
are
अनेक प्रकार
different
की
types.
है।
Happiness,
तो बाबा ने
sadness,
कहा कि
some move out, some come
उसी
in.
प्रकार जो एकदम निश्चय
Baba
बुद्धि
said in the same
अटल
manner,
बच्चे
one who has
एक
firm
रस
faith
स्थिति में रहने
and
वाले
who is
जो
stable
बच्चे होते
and who
हैं,
has complete
बाबा ने कहा
determination,
उनकी स्थिति एक समान
their
और बाप समान रहती
stage
है, और थोड़ी
remain
सी
the
भी
same and
बाबा ने
equal
कहा
to the
स्थिति
Father.
ऊपर नीचे होती है। जो
But
कमजोर
if
आत्माएं
the
होती हैं,
stage is
बाबा
not
ने कहा
stable,
उनकी स्थिति
those who are
डगमगाने
weak,
लगती है। उस
their
सीन के
stage
अंदर
becomes up
बाबा ने
and
कहा वह
down,
भी
and in that
कोई तो
scene,
देखते हैं, कोई सीन से निकल जाते हैं। तो बाबा ने
some
कहा
also see
इसलिए
the scene and they
बाबा
are
भी
easily able
ऊपर
to come
बैठकर
out.
आज बच्चों
Baba
का
said that's
दृश्य,
why
बच्चों
today
की
Baba
सीन
was
और दुनिया की सीन
looking at these scenes
बाबा
of the
बच्ची
world
सबको दिखा
and of
रहे
the
हैं।
children today. And
और
Baba was
बाबा ने
showing
एक
this to
बात
you,
कही
child.
कि ये बाबा का
Baba
यज्ञ है,
then said
भगवान का यज्ञ
that
है,
this is Baba's
बाबा का
yajna.
रचा
This
हुआ
is a yajna created by
यज्ञ
God.
स्थान है,
This
और
is
इस
created
जैसा
by Him
स्थान
and
कोई
this is
हो
His
नहीं सकता
place.
है।
And
बाबा
there
ने
is no
कहा
other
कि
place like
भले
this in
कितने
this
भी
world.
विपदाएं बाधाएं
Baba said,
परिस्थितियां आएंगी, पर
how
बाबा
much
ने कहा
ever
जो
the
अचल
problems
अडोल बच्चे
and
होंगे,
obstacles may come,
एक रस
but the
होंगे,
children who are
निश्चय बुद्धि
stable
होंगे,
and who are
बाबा ने
determined
कहा उन
and who
बच्चों
are
के साथ
constantly connected,
सदैव बाप
for
है।
those children,
तो बाबा ने आज विशेष
always Baba is there with
इस
them.
रूप में दृश्य मर्ज किया।
Baba today
हमको
emerged
दृश्य
such
देख
scenes.
करके नीचे आके सुना देते हैं,
We just see
पर
the
बाबा
scene
तो
and then
सब
come
कुछ
down
ऊपर
and
बैठ कर
explain
भी
to you.
दृश्य
Baba
देखते हैं
is
और इमर्ज
seeing
कर
all
देते
the
हैं।
scene from
फिर
above
बाबा के
and then
सन्मुख भोग
emerges
रखा
those
था,
scenes.
बाबा
I
ने भी
then
बड़े प्यार से भोग
kept the
स्वीकार
Bhog thali in front
किया।
of Baba.
बाबा
Baba
ने
very
कहा कि
lovingly
बाप के
accepted
पास
the
तो
Bhog,
हर
and
ब्राह्मण
Baba said
बच्चे की याद एक
every
सेकंड भी
Brahmin
नहीं लगता
children's
है, बाप के पास
remembrance reach
और
Baba
बाबा भी उन
within
बच्चों को
fraction of
अनुभव
seconds,
कराता है, पर
and
कई
Baba
बच्चे
too make
अनुभव
the
कर
children
पाते हैं,
experience,
कई
and
नहीं
some
कर
children
पाते हैं।
also
बाबा ने
experience
कहा
it,
उसका
and
कारण
others are not able to
निश्चय
experience.
की कमी।
The reason for
तो
this
बाबा ने
is
जैसे
the lack of
बड़े
faith.
प्यार से फिर तो भोग स्वीकार किया,
Baba then very
और फिर
lovingly
बाबा ने
accepted the
सभी
Bhog,
भाई बहनों को भी बहुत बहुत
and
स्नेह
Baba
याद प्यार दिया। बाबा का याद प्यार लेकर
gave the loving remembrance of to all Brahmin family members. I took the loving remembrance and came down here. Om Shanti.